Do you feel like you get stuck in the same destructive loops over and over again? Even though you set yourself the goal to stop and be more productive, you simply end up binging YouTube, Netflix anyways, or play video games. That is how I felt almost my entire life for over a decade now. I'm going to show you what the actual problem is, why we keep doing these things, and what we should do instead. My name is Kerim, and I've struggled with addiction and all kinds of bad habits for over a decade, but I've changed, and I'm gonna help you too. Think of it this way. We are basically like a boat, and this boat has about 100 kilograms worth of weight that it can carry. What we do throughout life is that we learn to process some of the deliveries that we get. Some people learn to do that in a healthy way. Some people don't even learn to process these deliveries. This then leads to you having more and more kilograms on your boat. The boat that's actually only supposed to carry 100 kilograms ends up having 120, 30, even more. These are your emotions. You might think that the solution is to stop YouTube. My problem was that I was playing way too many video games, and I have somehow managed to stop. And I thought that's the solution. Now I'm finally free. The only thing that happened was that I ended up changing my problem. I started binging YouTube, watching a lot of it. So the true issue lies within yourself, much deeper than just a surface level symptom that you have. All of your addictions and everything else are usually symptoms of unprocessed emotions. You have way too much emotional load, but you've never learned to actually deal with these problems. You've never been taught how to understand what your emotions actually are. You've never understood how to process these emotions, why some of them exist, why you need to process them, and what they can actually do to you. So, in order for you to understand what these emotions actually are, we need to start to practice to go inside of ourselves, to not run from these feelings, but to instead actually go and try to feel into ourselves. This might feel scary at first, but once we understand why these emotions are there, what they actually are, they're going to be your friends. How we do that is by meditating, but not in the classic term that's known to focus on your breath, but instead, let's say I was walking here and not recording a video. I would start to focus inside of me, inside my chest, wherever you get to have that feeling. Try to think why you are feeling that, what it is, how it feels, but do not try to fix it. Simply get to know what that feeling is like, why it's there, and that it's okay that it is there. However, only becoming aware of your emotions is not going to do you any good. This is more of a basic surface level work. The next thing we need to do so we can actually stop these destructive habits is to go deeper. Once we understand why these emotions are there or that they are there, we need to then go to the deeper root cause. What is the actual delivery that happened back in the days that's causing you so much trouble, that is going from 100 kilograms of weight to 200, 300, causing havoc on you? How we do this is by doing emotional writing. Think of the past, maybe your childhood. What were things that have affected you in a big way that you never wanted to think about again? Well, it's now time that you actually put in the effort and think about those things, because that delivery probably never has been processed. It's still there, and you're carrying that emotional baggage on top of you. And because we never got to learn how to process these emotions, what to do with them, except for our bad destructive habits, it's why you will always go back, even if you stop. Unless you tackle this issue, that weight of emotional load is gone. So pick a pen and paper. Don't go onto your computer or anything. Make sure that you won't be distracted. Be somewhere where you're alone, in silence. However, when you do start to write, don't just write. Make sure that you're not filtering yourself. Write like nobody is going to see it, and make sure nobody is going to see it. This is for you and yourself. especially if you have nobody to talk to or feel like you can't talk to anyone about this, especially as men. This is your solution. This allows you to finally get these emotions out. Don't filter your emotions. Don't filter your words. Don't check grammar. Go and write. And while you are doing that, use the practice that we've used before. Try to see what is it that you write that gets out your emotions. Which part of the story that happened to you, maybe in your childhood, maybe that you grew up without a father, which one of these things is actually impacting you, is having an effect on you? Which one is bringing out the tears? Because it will bring out the tears. It did for me. There are many things that happened to me in my childhood. I was emotionally neglected, some of which is nobody's fault. I grew up without a father. But understanding that is the first key. And letting these emotions out that have been living inside of you is one of the first big steps in order for you to change. And it's more than just a surface level stopping your bad habits thing. You can stop those bad habits, but unless you fix the core issue rather than tackling the symptoms all of the time, you will go back. You will rubber band right back onto it. And that is exactly what happened to me. I've stopped my bad habits, my addictions, multiple times. But I've always gone back. I've always gone back. And even to this day, there are still things I don't seem to understand. Some problems that I haven't solved that make me go back to the old me. The me that just is fine doing nothing, wasting his time, even though he has his goals and dreams that he wants to achieve. It will be the same for you, unless you start to tackle these deeply rooted issues inside of you. But of course, even if you start to tackle the emotions that are much deeper inside of you, it's not going to be the magic pill. It's not going to solve everything for you. You've neglected yourself, your emotions for years. You need to set your expectations right. Just because you decided now it's time to change, it won't make it so. There are many problems that you've built up for years. So understand that this process is going to be a tough one. But it's going to be a process that is 100% worth it. If I, someone who's been inside of his room all day, played video games throughout all nights and declined any kind of social activities in his entire life, but now has friends, goes out, I'm in sales, I'm engaged. These things I'm not saying to brag. I'm saying that if I could change, someone who you would think 10 years ago is a complete loser, that is what I thought of myself, then you can change too. But if you want to take the driver's seat inside of your life, there's more to it. And all of the work that I've done and everything I've learned throughout these 10 years of working on myself and still doing so, I'm going to try to help men that are struggling with the same problems. And if you feel like that's something you need, you should click the subscribe button. There are more videos going to come. I'm going to help you so you can take control of your own emotions and take the driver's seat as a man. Until then, take care.